everybody. Make some noise for everybody who started tonight. Yes, happy Pride. Happy fucking Pride, man. It's good to be here. It's really good to be anywhere that's not a recent show I did. Because at that show, someone tried to boo me off the stage. But he was all by himself, don't sweat that. But thankfully for me, there was an older black lady who was sitting behind him, and she got up and she defended me by saying to him, "No, nigga, boo you, that faggot is funny." And I'm just really glad y'all agree with that, you know? She said that verbatim, you know? That faggot is funny. And she said that while I was still on stage, yeah. So I was just very confused, you know? Perplexed even by this dilemma faced in front of me. Two things have taken place in that encounter if some of y'all are still unclear. I have been greatly insulted, but really fucking flattered at the same time, right? So I went up to that lady when the show was over with. I was like, "Miss, was that you that called me a faggot in the middle of the show?" And with no shame, she was like, "Yeah, baby." What's up? Yeah, that was me. And I was like, "Well, miss, I don't know if you know this right now, but with all due respect, let me buy you a drink. I gotta do that for you." I can't afford to lose any fans, y'all. Fuck that, all right? That show happened in my hometown of Detroit, Michigan. Has anybody ever been carjacked? I've been living in New York City for 7 years now. I live in Brooklyn, but when I first moved to New York City, I moved to the Bronx, New York. But that's very weird to say to people. I moved from Detroit, Michigan to the Bronx, New York. That's a weird sentence, right? Because that's almost like hearing someone say, "Oh, I'm leaving a dude that always threatened to shoot me, yeah, for his friend that's gonna threaten to stab me. That's what I'm doing." And I became very insufferable over the phone when I first moved here to my friends back home. I would brag about the Bronx like he was some boyfriend that my friends hadn't met yet, you know what I'm saying? And I would lie constantly about my feelings with the relationship, right? So I would be on the phone like, "No, y'all just jealous of my relationship with the Bronx. That's all. Yeah, the Bronx treats me really, really nice. He's a little rough around the edges. He's black, but he speaks Spanish for some reason, and I don't quite understand that." But then let me tell you about the Bronx's brothers. The Bronx has 4 other brothers. Oh my God, they're so cool. Queens is really clean. Queens is really nice. But he is really fucking distant from the family. Yeah, yes he is. I don't know, nobody goes to visit Queens. Nobody even talks to Queens. It's almost like he's adopted, I don't even know. But then they got another brother, his name is Brooklyn. He's really popular. He's black too, but he only dates white women these days. But then they got another brother, his name is Manhattan. Manhattan's really tall, but his body is really, 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 really strange. Because the midsection, his torso is nice and developed, but only people from London and Ohio enjoy that part for some reason. But the higher you get up on Manhattan, you start to actually realize that he has mental issues. Because it's like, "Sir, are you addicted to cocaine or Boost Mobile? Please help me figure that out." And he also does this really strange thing where he pees on himself every single night after 12 a.m. And I don't know if you want to go down on someone who does that ritually, okay? Yeah, they got another brother too. His name is Staten Island, but he voted for Trump, so fuck him, all right? All right, that wasn't a hard response to get in here, I'm sure. People ask all the time that if it was growing up in the closet in Detroit hard, was it difficult? And I'm always like, "Are you dumb? Yes." Every single day was a nightmare, all right? But that's weird that when I tell people that I'm in the closet, especially straight people, I see it. And I'm always like, "Oh yeah, it's really difficult to have people register with this voice, you know? I was in the closet with this voice, you know what I mean? Because I have to watch people do the mental math and think, "Oh shit, your closet was made of glass. Yeah, my bad." But I've always had this voice. I have always had this voice. It was even higher when I was like 8 years old. I had the kind of voice that when I was younger, my uncles used to hear me talk and would surround me like vultures. And they would look at me and be like, oh, damn. He gonna have to learn how to fight. Yeah. But little did they realize, like maybe 12 to 15 years later, I would go to high school and guess what? Trick 2 girls to become my girlfriend, all right? I did that, and if you identify as a woman tonight and you think you have never dated a gay man, you are sadly in denial, all right? There's enough research to prove you wrong, sis, okay? I had a girlfriend in high school once. She had a birthday coming up, but I didn't have any money to give her what she wanted. But what I did have was a single mother who needed to sell Mary Kay cosmetics on the side to feed me. So what did I do? Like any loyal son that had a girlfriend in high school, I stole from my mother's product. That's what I did. But I was blindly taking like lotions and creams and stuff that I wasn't even reading the label. And I didn't realize that I was giving my girlfriend in high school anti-aging creams for her birthday. But there's a really, really nice silver lining to that whole situation because I just went to our high school reunion and that bitch looks amazing, all right? And now as an adult, like an adult gay male, I feel like my relationships, my connections with like cis straight women have gotten worse actually, which is a weird transition for it to get worse. You at least would think I would become friends with them, but it's hard. It's difficult. A lot of the women that I meet out and about really want me to be, yes! When I'm more like, yeah, girl, I guess, what do you want? And my energy just disappoints women. I have to watch women's faces just turn to frowns instantly. You know what I mean? When I don't give them that energy, I wish I could be better, but I'm just not. I'm a terrible gay man, ladies. I am a disappointment of a gay. Like, I'm met with that kind of disappointment, like, say, if a woman tapped the vending machine for gay, but she got diet gay by accident. You know what I'm saying? And again, I wish I could be a better gay man, but I'm not really doing anything to be better, actually. I'm hanging out with a bunch of straight men right now, which is something I consider to be a character flaw, you know? But I figured nobody wants those guys anymore, so I'll just hoard them and keep them all to myself, you know what I mean? It's so fun. A relationship, even a conversation with a straight cis male is just so easy. It's very linear. It's not complicated. You don't have to think that hard. It's so easy. A conversation with a cis straight man goes just like this. You have a dick, I have a dick. Oh, look, a ball. It's so simple. I live for that type of simplicity, you know? I live for it. I love centering myself amongst a bunch of straight men. I can only shine amongst garbage. Do you understand me? And I go into public places with these dudes with so much pride. I take pity on them. I wish straight cis men had better PR. I do it, but I'm busy, all right? Like, I don't have time. They got to figure it out on their own. But I go to public places and just walk in there with so much pride when I bring them with me. I walk into public places with cis straight men with that same indignance of a white woman walking into a coffee shop with a therapy emotional support dog. You know what I'm talking about? And if you're not laughing, you are that bitch, okay? Like, I will straight up walk into a coffee shop like, no, excuse me, you are mistaken. I have a vest and some paperwork that says Kevin can come in here with me. Come on, Kevin, come inside. I was going into a strip club with a group of straight friends of mine the other day, and there was a bouncer outside of the strip club who singled me out and was like, hey, I don't think we got what you looking for in here. And I was like, I don't think you know that it's we don't have. But I was also just like taken aback by that. I really couldn't believe that I was being faced with that in 2019. You mean to tell me in 2019 this is the kind of behavior we're still engaging in? You mean to tell me in 2019 your strip club doesn't have buffalo wings in the strip club? And so me saying that turned into a whole 5-minute debate outside. Very loud debate, an argument, if you will, some would say. But there was another security guard who came out and heard the yelling, and she tried to calm me down, so she came out and she saw me from behind, and she was like, hey, you! And when I turned around, she saw me, and she was like, Ain't you that faggot from that show I saw last week? Come on in. That woman is my hero. You know, it feels really good. I mean, I'm celebrating Pride. I'm having a good time this weekend. I'm doing a lot of fun stuff, making a lot of bad decisions as you do, you know, during Pride. I'm excited about it. It's really good to just be a free, queer, black man, just living and breathing, doing what he wants, because I was worried for a second. I was worried for a second because Jussie Smollett started to ruin it for all of us. You know what I mean? That's a joke. That's a joke. I don't really think he's ruined anything, but I do love that we have a gay black villain amongst us. That's really dope. That is so dope. I didn't realize I needed representation even in the awful department. You know what I mean? It's so cool because everybody else had one. Everybody else has representation. We were missing one. You know, black women have Omarosa. White men have everyone. So I was like, oh, one for us, cool, that's dope. And I'm like obsessed with like the way it has played out like at large. I don't think a lot of people have really realized what has happened ever since that took place because it was tragic when we first thought it was real. Then it got debunked. Then he was stripped of a lot of fame and a lot of opportunities. Like he's pretty much seeing a really bad time right now. But isn't it really interesting? It's really interesting that Jussie Smollett, the very cis-presenting, pants-wearing, t-shirt, jeans, you know, that was our representation of gay black men. And then he fucked up, got his career snatched, and then came Billy Porter. You know what I'm saying? I'm still trying to figure out the rest of that joke, but I just wanted to share that. I'm obsessed with that happening, and it was just dope. It was just dope to me that we were doing that. I recently had an ex-boyfriend say something to me on Facebook. He came out to me and he told me that he was making his transition into becoming a woman. And so my initial response, my very natural response was, I'm proud of you, but you broke up with me. So I'm gonna talk shit. And don't get me wrong, I'm not transphobic, I'm petty as fuck. That's what it is. That's really what I am because, you know, it's like, I'm not gonna, someone's transition is not about me, but I'm gonna make it about me, you know? And I'm gonna make it about me, and I just feel so left out. She really didn't give me the opportunity to like, see how I was gonna feel about it. I was robbed of the opportunity to know if I could have been in a relationship with a trans woman. I didn't know that, and I was robbed of that opportunity. I feel like being in a relationship with someone and then they break up with you and later become trans is sort of like having a Pokemon on a journey with you, and it runs away as it evolves. You know what I'm saying? Like, really? Like, this is, like, oh, so you just gonna be your best self without me right now, for real? Like, motherfucker, you mean to tell me that this whole time we were together, you were being some level 2 lazy-ass fucking Charmander all these years? And then you wanna leave me and become a holographic Charizard? Fuck you. But I'm very proud of her. That doesn't change. I'm very proud of her because what I do believe is that a lot of gay men are not open about the fact that a lot of us have encountered a gender crisis or two when we were younger. Some of us probably thought about it. When I was younger, my mother would leave me at home alone a lot. I would walk into her room and I would snoop around and I would see a blouse of hers and I would go and put it on and I would walk to the mirror and I'd be like, this needs something else. And then I would walk over to the dresser. On top of the dresser, I would take all types of necklaces and bracelets and stuff and walk over, come back to the mirror, and I'm like, this isn't done. And then I would go back in the closet and I would see all types of shoes. I would put both feet in those shoes, and I would come back out and I would look in the mirror and I'd be like, all right. I don't like this, but I'm a bad bitch. I really am. All right, y'all, I've been Alex English. Good night, happy Pride!